Hey YouTube, welcome back to another video. So as always, make sure to subscribe, join the Discord and Roblox group in the description if you haven't yet. If you buy the clothing below the link to the Roblox group, then you'll get special ranks in the group, and you can also buy the high quality merch near the bottom of the description. But I'm going to be showing you guys how to get speed fast and Legends of Speed. So also make sure to follow my Twitter. That's also going to be linked in the description. So I'm actually just gonna join my friend's VIP server instead of a public server, so that there's less lag and less people trying to take everything. So on this game, when you first spawn, I'm gonna tell you guys how to do stuff if you're new and how to do stuff if you're pro already. So if you're new to the game, what you want to do is walk around. Don't worry about those big circles in the sky. Just focus on collecting all of these dots around the map like I'm doing right now. So you're gonna start off being pretty slow, but you can get faster. And so that's if you're new. If you're new, after you have enough, what you want to do is on the first island, you want to come over here to this area where it has the purple part, and then I'll lower my stuff so it's like I'm new, like 20 and then 40. So you can jump through that. Circles are kind of glitchy, so it might not work. But if you go through it a lot, I suggest if it doesn't work when you go through the middle, just try to touch the sides. It's kind of very glitchy, but go through those. Those give a lot of steps, so make sure to do that. And then what else you guys will want to do is, you see these crystal things? Once you're new to the game, and you've already watched my code video, which if you haven't watched that yet, just check my recent uploads. I'm going to also link it in the description, but watch the code video. It gives 200 gems, and once you walk around the map for about 5 or 10 minutes, you'll have another 100, and then come over here and then buy one of the red crystals, and it's going to give you one of the pets, or 250 steps, or a basic trail, or an advanced trail. So once you get one of those, pets can be really overpowered. I have some that are heavily leveled. Like, this one is max level, and so is this one. So they can give plus 320 steps for this one, and plus 256 gems. So every time I collect one that has steps, it gives me 250 more, and every time I collect gems, it gives 200. Actually, I said that wrong. Every time I collect steps, it gives 320 more, and every time I collect gems, it gives 256 more. So it's really overpowered to buy pets and stuff like that. So that's all just if you're a noob. Now let's go on to if you're decent part. By decent, I mean you have about 1 rebirth, maybe 2 rebirths, or maybe you're halfway to a rebirth, or somewhere around there. So what you want to do if you're decent, do not collect these things. They get useless when you're really overpowered. All you gotta focus on doing now, I'm gonna change my stats to make it look like I'm decent. I can change it to 1098 jump and 1880 speed and go insanely fast. But if you're decent, I'd guess around maybe 100, actually 50 speed is the lowest I'd consider decent, and 100 jump, because usually jump is like 2 times your speed. Actually, my speed is double, so if I go and look at my stuff again at max, 900. So yeah, they're about equal, so I'd say maybe 75 and 75 would be decent. And once you're decent like this, you can get steps easily, so just go around the whole map doing this, and then do that to a whole bunch of different ones. I suggest to try to get up here, since this one is really overpowered. It's really hard to do though. So like, you see that thing right there? What you want to do is whenever you get on this, jump and then try to go to that one. Or if you're lucky, then you'll jump high enough to get up here. So once you're up here, what you want to do is just jump on this. So maybe farm a little bit more, and then once you're decent enough to have 100 for both, and then try doing that. If you can't, what I suggest to do is, you see how it sent me over to that gray building? Once you get on top of that gray building, like I am right now, you can jump across the buildings and do a very small amount of parkour. And then you'll be able to get this, and this gives plus 600 steps each, which is super overpowered. So the tests and stuff that give a few thousand steps for completing the obstacle course, those are completely useless. They barely give as much as these do. So just keep jumping and going in and out and around and stuff. And then once you did that for a while, then, well, I guess let's move on to pro. So if you're a pro, I'd consider a pro as having 300, and now you're pretty fast and stuff, and you jump really high. So now what you do? Well, the answer is simple. So earlier when I showed you guys, I could barely get up there. Now, as a pro, you can go around the map pretty quickly. So what you'll want to do is go to the mysterious cave, and then go across this obstacle course. It's not that hard, especially if you're a pro. Like, I just set my stats to 300 for each, and I'm gonna go across this whole thing in one jump. And then travel to Snow City, and then now what you want to do is just click the settings, change your jump height to around 175, and change your speed to around 50. So now what you do is whenever you jump, you'll be here, and you can collect this one, which gives 850 instead of 600, which is way more overpowered. So this is what you do as a pro. You just farm in the earlier stages. But now, what to do if you're a god at the game? Well, this is pretty easy. But first, I'm going to show you guys what happens when you go at max speed when you're a pro. Or not a pro, a god. I have 1,900 speed. Now watch this. I'm probably going to hit into one of the rocks, and it's going to end my whole career. But I just won that huge race in like a second. So, with being a pro like this, then you can farm stuff. But now, if you're a god, what you want to do, go over to the Inferno Cave, and then you'll see this obstacle course. Now change your stuff back to max. Now I'm assuming you have a 500-ish. Remember, keep your jump speed low. Keep it 200. So what you want to do now is jump across this thing, and maybe you will take a few tries, but then you'll get to Magma City. Now this is very important. So you can do two things. You could either do that one that does 1,000, or you can do the red one over here that does 900. So what I suggest, practice this one. It takes a little bit of like practicing to get, because you have to be up here and then you have to jump to the other one each time. I suggest for this one 75 speed and 100, it was either 125 or 175 jump power. That was 175. So 175 jump power. You can jump through it each time, and even though it's a little glitchy, like I just walked through it and it didn't give it to me, try to walk around the corners and then go at it from different angles, and then you can do it way better. But now I'm going to show you guys what happens again when you put it on max speed. I have 1896, so watch how fast. Everyone else is starting way behind me, and I finished in like less than a second. But 50 speed and 175 jump power. So now you can jump across with having enough control to land on the other side. and even if you do miss a little bit, you can still jump across it. And if you want to be able to do this, like, where you run from side to side, that's a little bit harder. But if you don't want to do this because you're on mobile, or you keep falling into the lava because you don't play, like, obstacle courses and stuff, then I suggest this one. It barely gives any less. It's almost exactly the same. The settings for this one actually are 25 and 150. So, actually not 150. I feel like it changes every time. 200. So now you'll be able to jump through the top of it. But if you actually want to, I'm going to keep it 175 because that's the best for me. But now you can jump through it on all sides and keep repeating that while still remaining right by it, so that you have the perfect amount to jump back in but not be too far away. So then you can just farm like this, and that's how you farm if you're a pro and you have the most. So this is my strategy, what I do every time. I'm about to get enough levels to do a rebirth, because I need 250 for my next rebirth, and I'm level 238. So yesterday I was 17th on the leaderboard when I went to bed, but this hack came out overnight where people can farm like 1 million steps per second by doing some weird stuff. Hopefully they patch that, because it's totally unfair. I'd probably still be on the leaderboard by now, but someone joined my server that had like 2 billion steps and like 40 or so rebirths. And yeah, it's just annoying when people do that, because I want to be able to play it fairly, and then people just mess it all up like that. But yeah, anyways, this is my guide how to get speed super fast in this game. Hope it was helpful. Subscribe, join the Discord and Rollouts group in the description. Buy some clothing in the description. Follow me on Twitter, also in the description. And quick shout out to all my channel members. If you want to see your name here in the next video, then just press the join button to the left of the subscribe button. And next video, which in 95% of my videos I shout out everyone that's a channel member at the end, you'll see your name here. So yeah, shout out to them. And again, hope this video was helpful. Subscribe. Trying to hit 20,000, so you really should subscribe. See you all in the next video. Bye, YouTube.